Hey, how's it going, guys? Jamal here with the Brandon Lana team. Today, I want to talk to you about the 5 mistakes that I've made when flipping a house. So, there's a whole lot of things that can go wrong when you're flipping a house. A lot of things you can plan for and prepare for, but of course, there's always something out there that we just aren't aware of that can pop up and derail the entire project if you let it. But I'm here to share 5 of the mistakes that I've made when I flipped houses. And one of the biggest mistakes I'd have to say I've made when flipping houses is taking way too long to sell the property. Now, when you are flipping a house, you have a lot of time-based costs that can really add up and eat into your potential profits. You have things like utilities, insurance, and interest payments. And if your rehab is taking too long to finish or sell, then these costs will start to skyrocket. So one thing that you can do to make sure that you don't run into that problem is to make sure you have a really detailed schedule up front before you start the project. Make sure you know exactly what's going on each week, each day, each second, even if you need to. Just make sure that you have that concrete schedule and you stick to it. That'll definitely help to make sure that things are on time. Another mistake that I've made is not budgeting properly. Sometimes you're not aware of what things might cost, or you might have an unexpected repair that comes up when you're fixing the house. So one of the things that you're going to want to do is create a budget up front. Make sure you pencil out every single cost to the penny and stick to it. If you're getting permits to remodel major structures in the house, you can have lawyer or attorney fees potentially. There's just a lot of hidden things that can come up, especially if you go over your expected budget and you have a contingency fund, you can easily go into that. So we definitely like to make sure we budget for that up front. That way there aren't any hidden surprises. And as I mentioned, you're gonna wanna put a 10% contingency on top of whatever you expect to rehab. That way, if something does come up, you'll have the money set aside for it. If you're not exactly aware of what it costs to repair something, just bring through a qualified contractor, somebody who's done a few projects before, and they can give you a better idea of what things might cost. So mistake number 3 that I've made, over improve the house for the neighborhood. So basically, when you over improve a house, it means that you're going above and beyond what the other house is sold for as far as finishes go. So if you're in a neighborhood that maybe the finishes aren't super nice, where you have marble floors and marble countertops and backsplashes and double islands and all that crazy stuff that luxury homes have, if you add these into a home where the price point's a lot lower, and say the average house that sells has granite countertops, laminate floors, things of that nature, then you're gonna over improve the house and you might not recoup all that money that you spent to put those nice finishing touches in the property. So people are always going to be willing to pay a certain amount for a home, but never more than what the other houses are selling for. So you're going to want to make sure that you pay close attention to the comps or the other recently sold properties in the area. Make sure that it's pretty similar to those, but it has to stand out in a way also to attract people. Mistake number 4 that I made when I flipped houses is unknown expenses. So when you're in there fixing a house, say you got your budget, everything ready to go, but you get in there, start working, start tearing walls down, and you find out that you have to replace, say, old aluminum wiring, or your pipes are galvanized and rusted from the inside out, and those need to be replaced. Those unexpected expenses have really crept up to bite me in the butt, you can say. So you definitely want to make sure that you address that head on by putting that 10% contingency on top of your overall budget, like mentioned before. And mistake number 5 that I've made when flipping houses is that I overpriced the property. So you're gonna wanna make sure you do the homework up front for what the property could sell for before you buy it, but things could change in the market. It could either go up or down, but you wanna make sure that you don't overprice the property to where it turns off other buyers and people don't want to come in and check the house, and then that's going to in turn lessen your chances of getting a great offer. Again, you're going to want to make sure you know exactly what's selling in the area, what the property has inside that's making it sell for that price. And you want to make sure you don't get too ambitious on the pricing. Say if the market's gone up, you don't want to price it ahead of that and then have it sitting, which means it's going to look a lot less attractive to people who are searching for homes. They're going to think that something's wrong with the property, that it's been sitting for so long, and they might want to go and check out the next home down the street. All right, guys, so I hope you learned something from my past mistakes that I've made when flipping a house. It's super easy to get off track on your budget or your timeline when you are doing these things. So you're going to want to make sure that you do all your due diligence up front. Make sure you have a concrete budget and schedule hammered out before you start, and that'll definitely help you to avoid a lot of these problems that I've went through myself. As always, if you have any other questions, you can reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook. I also have a YouTube channel where I go over more home renovation and investing tips, as well as if you're buying and selling homes in the Denver metro area. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.